Gabriel, okay. Chris Oliver. Evan, great job. Okay, Evan, can you go up there for a second? Gabriel, great job saying your name, by the way. Really important part of the process, obviously, as coaches is to normalize certain things and to connect certain things to life. One of the big things is say your name loud and proud. Say your name loud and proud. So I'm impressed with both of them because they said their name the first time and I understood it. And that to me matters, and if they don't, then we'll communicate about how important that is to be able to say your name loud and proud. And chances are, if Gabriel's not saying his name loud and proud, he's probably not communicating in your practice situation loud and proud either. So we want to normalize communication as part of the process. Okay, Gabriel, I'm real quick. I'm an active participant in your learning. Just move in a step. We'll start inside the three-point line, Gabriel. Okay, now I'm going to play arm length away. This is called shoulder game. Shoulder game. Basketball immersion, YouTube, type in shoulder game. There's videos of shoulder game. This is the bridge between on-air practice and live offense versus defense. The bridge. Actually, go to the top so coaches can see you a little bit better. There you go, buddy. Okay, now I'm going to pass you the ball. If my hands are out, you pass it right back to me. If I step backwards, you have space. What should you do with the space? Say it. Shoot. So we're going to define now the decision-making process for them. And the decision-making process comes down to this. Arm length away is defensive advantage. More than arm length away is offensive advantage. So if you have more than arm length advantage, there's only one decision, and that's shoot. Because we want to build a mindset. As you move up in levels, maybe upper high school into college, you might define your role a little bit better, but if we're talking about player development, we want all players to have a shoot-first mentality, because that's the game nowadays. The value of the three and the value of the shot are very important, and the value for him for his future career are even more important. What's your reality right now, tall or short? Right, that's not a weakness. What can you reframe for players? Constantly think about what can you reframe for players. They think short is a weakness, and I think it's a reality. It's not a weakness, it's a reality. So how can you play short? How can you play short and be effective? Because there's lots of examples of really great players that are short and effective. Well, for Gabriel, it's not that you're going to be short, you just haven't grown yet. So that's a reality. And I'll share some more ideas on that tomorrow's session. But we want to deal with realities and think about things that we can reframe to normalize for him. Okay, so real simple here. One, right? I step back, what do? Shoot. I rebound the ball. I'm working for you. Ready? You're going to do three. He doesn't know when he's going to shoot, but he's going to shoot. Okay? Now, what's another thing we can normalize? We can normalize missing. Gabriel, I missed once too. Okay? You know what I never did is acted like I missed. That's the thing. Guys, you're going to miss shots. Don't act like you missed a shot. That's a key part of it. Never act like you missed a shot. Act like every shot went in. That's normalizing the missing process, because we all miss. It's all part of it. Okay? Get a partner in the ball. Shoulder game. Shoot two and switch. Shoot two and switch. Could be on the first pass. Could be on the fifth pass. We can add skills to this, which I'll show you in a second. But this is connecting skills and decisions in a practice. Are they arm length away defensively? Is their head below the player they're covering? Are they getting shots? Is it a drill of low organization? Yes, it is. Hold. Hold. Okay, everyone hop on one foot, hop. When I clap my hands, get 2 feet to the ground. Okay, again, did your coaches tell you in basketball to land with straight legs? How did they tell you to land? Right, we all know that, so let's, again, don't have me coach things you already know. Hop. So, generally we would say hop, hop, and then they fight for their feet. Again, basketball immersion YouTube, fight for your feet. It's an explanation of what we talk about, action, reaction, the laws of physics. You drive your feet into the ground, you get an equal and opposite reaction back. That's how we define footwork, and it's also how we define a principle of play, which is 0 seconds. 0 seconds means there's no pause on the catch. There's no pause on the catch. If you pause, you lose advantage. Big advantage comes from being able to make to be able to apply a perception and a decision as soon as you catch the ball. And we start to define that for them in shoulder game. More than arm length, what do? Shoot. Okay, less than arm length, right now. Pass. Ready? Get ready, bud. Every time you catch the ball, hold. Every time you catch the ball on offense, we want to catch it with a fight for your feet. Fight for your feet. Just on offense. Are you arm length away? Are you arm length away? So we can coach skills and decisions here. We can coach footwork. We can coach signatures. We call it sign your shot on your follow through, whatever you're coaching. Individual players, this is the buffet too. Certain players will have different cue words. Hold. One of the most important things you can do for your players is to have a cue word about their shot for every player. This player, hey, signature, a reminder for him for his follow-through. Hey, this player, bend and extend. That means flow from one motion. Whatever your cues are, every player is probably going to, some will have the same cue, but by and large, they'll have their individualized cue. To me, that's not just about helping them individually remind themselves what they can do better with their shot, but it also helps me connect to them in the sense that they know individually I have their best interest. Because we have our individual thing. Just like Adam and I bonded because he was playing Pearl Jam before. Like not many gyms I get to go to where I listen to Pearl Jam before the clinic, so that was cool. Like we connected on that, simple things like that. So we can connect on words, we can connect on the fact that I individually know them and I connect to them, okay? Everyone, you can go sit down. Give me two. Gabriel, stay here with, name again? Evan. Okay, step back, Evan. Okay, ready? Fight for your feet. Fight for your feet. Every time, fight for your feet. Okay, now, where's your space?
This side.
Remember the happiest place on earth?
This one.
Yeah, so you want to go to that smile. So, the second part of shoulder game is to connect decisions off the dribble. The first one are decisions off the catch, which are arm length and less than arm length away. The shoot or pass decision. Now, obviously, there's a shoot, pass, drive decision. Shooting is the first decision. There's no triple threat. It's one threat. Shoot the ball. Everything else is a secondary decision. Pass, drive. Those are secondary decisions. Why? What scores? The ball. So we want to shoot the ball when we're open. We want to shoot the ball when it's open. We'll talk more about that. For Gabriel, right now, what do? See how you paused? We want to move that for 0 seconds. Fight for your feet, fight for your feet. Drive. Okay, now at the basket, you're constrained at the basket. So you don't know if you're going to shoot it or drive it. The constraint is the basket, is you must finish off at 2 feet somehow. Must finish off at 2 feet. Go. So I can use any of my layout prescriptions for them at the basket, right? I'm just doing 2 feet right now just as a simple version. But now they can shoot it or they can drive it. And what do they always have to try and find? Space. They always have to find space. Okay, hold. Go sit. Gabriel, let's go. Go sit. Everybody go sit quick. Here, I guess it's you. Stay. Okay. Reach, so drop, sprint, and gap. That means you're going to attack towards me, and then counter. Okay, come back. And then 2 feet frontage. So, attack and counter. Just hip turn, flip your hips. Go back, face me again. Are you arm length away? Can you touch me? Right? And now, flip your hips in one motion. Okay, come back. Just flip your hips, don't worry about reaching gap. So, quick, how can you flip your hips? There you go. That ability, so at the same time we're connecting basketball skills, we're also connecting athletic ability. There's so many things in basketball that you flip your hips. So we're working on them defensively, flipping their hips. We're also working on them, drop, sprint, and gap. Defense, what we've been taught about defense, by the way, how many of you still use a BlackBerry? No hands up. It's okay if you did, there's no judgment. But it's amazing that we, as coaches, still use BlackBerries. Like so many coaches still use BlackBerries, even though there's so much more teaching, learning, skill acquisition based research that says we shouldn't be using BlackBerries anymore. So those of us that hold on to our BlackBerry in coaching are missing an opportunity to really help impact kids and have them more fun playing basketball. And you know what we're missing? Is that on-air block drills don't develop players the same as connecting skills and decisions in two-way offense versus defense coaching. And if you want, again, go to Basketball Immersion. We've got tons of blogs on it where we can show you the evidence-based research, and you can understand a little bit better why a games approach, ecological approach, constraints-led approach are better. And we're not using BlackBerries anymore. And I haven't for a long time in coaching. And that's where we can do better for him. So now we want to do this where, just move in for a little bit, where he absolutely, fight for feet. He doesn't know what he's going to do. This time he's going to drive. Come back. Just a cool concept here. Flip your hips this way. Flip your hips this way. No, the other way so the coaches can see. There. One of the concepts that I learned from an NBA coach was this leg lock. That when you drive, you leg lock. And if you go watch Luka Doncic in particular, you can see that he's constantly leg locking. So how do we get them to get closer on the drive rather than wider and banana cuts and stuff like that? I used to talk about a swim, and now I see it. It's more important for the feet than it is for the arms. And it's that ability to be able to go in a straight line. So how do I connect him? So his problem, flip your hips. His problem, and many of your problems were, on your drive, you were going wide. So how do we connect them to being able to go straight? Well, I can say, hey, go straight to the basket, go straight to the basket. But instead of that, I need to find a cue or a feature that connects for them. And what it connects for them is the ability to be able to leg lock. Because I'm going to obviously initiate the contact and be able to go close to the rim. Come back. For your feet. Fight for your feet. Fight for your feet. Attack towards me, and then counter. Now hold. So what we would do on that, come back, you're right there, go right there, boom, reach and gap right there. So here, I attack here, and then I counter here. What am I trying to do when I go past him? To know that I'm going straight. Leg lock. Okay, so the counter. We're going to limit, there's no spin dribbles. Spin dribbles are banned. For me, they're banned in basketball because the default for spin dribbles for young players becomes the butt back. Right, the protection dribble. So we limit something to afford something. We limit the spin dribble to afford the ability to be able to develop the behind the back and the between the legs in particular. So your counter now is between the legs. Okay, come back. Before you start, guys, when you come out here, just do one rep both ways with your partner. Watch my feet. Watch my feet. Nope, just watch. Drop, sprint, gap. Why? Advantage off the dribble. Dribble. His advantage off the dribble is shoulder to chest. My advantage defensively and his disadvantage offensively is chest to chest. So you're a good defender if you can maintain what position? Chest to chest. Now we've defined for them not just offense, but we've defined defense too. If you can cover someone for 2 dribbles chest to chest in the half court, you're a pretty good defender. If you can cover someone arm length away and defend 2 dribbles chest to chest, you're a very good defender. If you can cover someone half an arm length and defend them for 3 dribbles, you're an excellent defender. And we define that for them because we want them to connect skills and decisions together, but also to be able to help them individually get better and help our team win. And we keep coming back to that. So before you start, guys, both players, just a guided rep, pass them the ball, hold the ball, just walk through it, go slow learning, drop your foot, sprint a step, and jump backwards. Because my goal is to stay what to what? So when he attacks, I don't want to try and cut him off like this, because who always gets called for fouls? Defense always gets called for the foul. So I want to be able to maintain that chest to chest and that reach and gap. So my gap is my goal. Gap is the goal. Okay? Is it better to give up a shot and a smile, a 3, or a contested mid-range? What's better to give up defensively? contested mid-range. They're smart. Like, they know that. You know, that's the game nowadays. In analytics, people smarter than us have told us, and I believe it. I know there's value to getting the smile. There may not be value at some of your levels or for some of your players at shooting the three. But there's values to getting to the smile over the mid-range. So that's what we emphasize. My under-11 girls team, it's constantly, it's get to the smile, get to the smile, get to the smile. That's the goal. Get to the smile and score or draw help. Draw two. Okay, so it's a guided rep. Go through just the footwork part. Once you've both gone through the footwork part, then you can go live shoulder game with all 4 decisions. 4 decisions. Shoot, more than arm length away. Pass, arms out. Drive, that's flip hips. And then attack and counter is reach and gap. That's just our defensive footwork. That's why we call it reach and gap. You can call them different things. But go on Basketball Immersion YouTube. There's a version of shoulder game. You'll see it. We can load it with a ton of challenge, but this is how we connect skills and decisions in the game situation. Okay, hold. So, there's 2 things. One, I could say, okay, it was my mistake, and it was my mistake, because a lot of them are now doing 1-foot layups at the rim. Right? So I didn't connect the fact that the last one and this one, they're doing 2-foot layups. Well, I can also say, do you guys know what a back pivot is? Where you attack the rim, pivot on your back foot and shoot. We could say you must back pivot. We could say you must euro at the rim. We can say you must push shot at the rim. We can prescribe anything we want. And sometimes, and I'll talk more about this in the second session, we coach with constraints, and my terminologies come down to this: musts and possibilities. If I want to shape something very specific, you must back pivot and you must make them drive on defense. So if you want to think about can't, what can they not do on offense? You must make them drive. So what are you not going to let them do? Shoot. Okay? So we can create musts to shape very specific things. That can be for the team or that can be for individual players. You know, today you must make him shoot because I'm working on his shot. Right? Okay, you must make them drive, and you must use a back pivot of some sequence at the rim. Okay, look at me real quick. Back pivot, turn, shoot. Back pivot, up and under. Right? Look at me, last one. Back pivot to reverse pivot. No spin dribble, right? And where's your back pivot? Okay, hold. Defense, just cue the decision. You're not playing live. Just cue the decision. Also, what is an obvious thing that we can correct right now? Are you guys loving life down here? It's the place to be. It's how I feel living in California. No offense. Why is this the place to be? What do they have? What's always the answer? So they're smart, some of them are not smart. Right? And I'll point that out as the obvious. Like again, all I have to say is stop. Hey, you enjoying life? What do you have a lot of? And then that hopefully cues some of them to figure it out. Right? And if not, then I have to go tell them. But I'd rather have them figure it out rather than me have to implicitly tell them. Okay? Bounce out, bounce out. No spin, right? Well, after you cue them, you're not playing live defense. Let them go into the back pivot. Get some groups down there if you didn't follow that sarcasm. Okay, hold. Watch. Come here, come here. Watch. Just make me drive. Okay. I'm going. I get to the smile, and now I'm back pivoting in the smile. A lot of you are doing a back pivot high. Now, watch if he makes me counter. Sprint back. Come back, come back. See, that's too slow. Drop your foot, drop that foot, sprint, jump stop. There, see how that's quicker? Stay there, stay there, stay there. And now I would attack, counter, and now I'm going to do a back pivot here. That's how it should look. Go. Again, do I need to spend an hour? I could give them an hour lecture on all those things. Do I need to spend the hour? Or is there more value to them actually doing it first and me seeing what they actually need information on? And then gradually, because I know learning is nonlinear, I don't have to give them every detail to start. I don't have to give them every detail to start. Okay, hold. So the question is, are they representing the task now? Are they better with the task? Yes. So now they're better with the task. Now are they getting better with the skill? And gradually I can introduce different things to it to help the skill be shaped even more. Shaping the skill. So I'll talk about that. But here's the thing. On your ball pickup on your back pivot, you hear a sound. Remember this drill you do for 4 hours at some camps? No. This is the application of a pop. Pop the ball on pickup. Go. So I can gradually introduce things that shape the skill instead of doing it all at once. And again, if I give them a 10-minute lecture on the back pivot, they're not going to enjoy practice. How about if I get them in the back pivot, they do the back pivot, and then gradually I introduce other aspects of the back pivot to help them be shaped and to help them evolve. Okay, hold. Okay, give me, in 4 seconds, get the balls down there, getting 3-on-3 there, 3-on-3 there, give me a third group up top, or another group up top in the middle.